is another beautiful Friday morning on Safety and Security Watch. And of course, this is the only program that promotes safety first. And if you are just joining us, this is NTA Channel 12 Uyo, your dependable station. And you can watch us on Star Times Channel 103 and also follow us on our social media handles, the YouTube and Facebook. Okay, I am not the only one here. I have three hefty guys with me. And you know, before you can have them, it means that you are a very strong woman. And Okon is here together with Okon. This Friday morning will be very, very interesting. And of course, I have two very important guests. As far as protecting lives and property is concerned, they are doing everything they can to make sure that they put a stop here, especially in Akwa Ibom State. So let me introduce our guests. In my immediate left, I have SC Michael Asibo. He is head anti-vandal unit, NSCDC, Akwa Ibom State. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
It's a pleasure to.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
You are looking very fresh this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, immediate right, and where Okon is very far right. I have SC Ekerete Friday. He is a PRO, NSCDC, Akwa Ibom State. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Akwa Ibomites. Good morning, Nigerians. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
And Okon, it's a pleasure we are together today.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to be here telling people about safety and security. Who knows? If you're not safe, nothing can come. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Okon. And all of us, we are happy to be here. And yes, I want to start with SC Michael Asibo, the head anti-vandal unit. Now, there has been a marching order to crack down oil theft and, of course, all forms of illegalities in the downstream sector of the petroleum industry. Now, as a security agency, how have you been able to wage war? What have you put in place? What have you done to be able to fetch all these people out?
Well, let me start by saying that all thanks to the Commandant General, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, who recently rejigged and gave us a marching order to crack down on oil thieves. And let me narrow it down to Akwa Ibom. Although that marching order was given to all state commandants across the nation. But here in Akwa Ibom, the Commandant Eluwade Eluyemi, has deployed technicalities to ensure that this task is achieved. And that technicality in recent time is yielding a very, very fruitful harvest for us. Few weeks ago, we discovered that the vendors or the people who move these petroleum products that are illegally refined have devised a technicality to beat the security agencies. Now, last 2 weeks, we discovered that there was an open truck that was loaded with suspected adulterated AGO. They were concealed in nylon bags, and they were covered with palm fronts. And anyone who checked through that kind of situation or that kind of truck will never be able to know that there is something under it. But with the technicality deployed by our commandant, our officers went and dig more to discover that there were AGO concealed inside those trucks. Those trucks were impounded. The 2 trucks were impounded. Then recently, last week in our marine unit, also we were able to arrest a boat that was trying to smuggle petroleum product out of Akwa Ibom to Cameroon. And these ones devised another means, concealing this product with palm front. They cover it with palm front. And when you see it, you will not be able to know at all that there is something under it. Sometimes we may even think that these people are carrying yam or maybe gari, they just decide to cover it. But because of the technicality that was deployed by the state commandant, our officers digged more into it and discovered that petroleum products were concealed inside that boat. So the boat was arrested and is currently undergoing investigation.
Okay, thank you very much, Asibo. Let's get to you, Ekerete. Now, as the PRO of the State Command, we are aware that quite a lot has taken place, especially with the arrival of the new State Commandant. Sincerely, until yesterday, some of us did not really know that you have the
Marine unit.
Yes, the Marine units of NSCDC. Tell us about the workings and even what to expect in the coming days.
Thank you. Once again, good morning, Nigerians. We have a very formidable marine unit whose job is to bolster security around our coastline and waterways, specifically as it relates to NSCDC's core mandate of protecting critical infrastructures, including pipelines, and combating all forms of economic sabotage. And there is a gunboat with which they patrol the waterways in collaboration with other security agencies on the waterfront, including the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Police, the Nigerian Customs, and Nigeria Immigration Service. And the charge to sustain the war has yielded these dividends. And the last one that was made, basically the threat around that side borders on attempting to smuggle petroleum products out of Nigeria into Cameroon. So it is an illegal activity, and if it's allowed to continue, it has the capacity to make us experience artificial scarcity in Akwa Ibom State, despite being one of the highest oil producing states.
Yes. Beyond that, this idea of having some valuable amounts of millions, for instance, money that would have been accrued to the federal government's revenue, being cut away on the side.
Yes. So what our men have done over time on that waterfront is to stop these acts and reduce it to the barest minimum, which is what happened last week when with extreme vigilance they were able to discover that boat conveying 28 drums of PMS, and they tried to conceal it with palm frond, and the attempt was even made to bribe our men. When they rejected it on the process of getting close to the shoreline where they will offload these things, these men jumped into the water, knowing fully well that the NSCDC will not compromise in its standards of prosecution. They jumped into the water. No further pursuit was made, because when you are dressed in combat, you cannot easily jump into water, and then you cannot expend ammunition.
Yes.
Because safety is also paramount. Besides the fact that these products are highly inflammable,
yes.
At that point they are suspects. They are not criminals. You are not obliged to shoot. So that was how they swam to their safety. But this is also an opportunity to warn those who still indulge in these acts that this state is not safe for you. Find legitimate ventures, or you'll be caught.
Yes.
Okay.
Do the right thing or you relocate.
Yes.
Very simple. At this point, we really want to thank the officers on duty, particularly that day, because given the quantity and the amount of that product that was taken to the neighboring country here, everyone knows that at this time where things are considerably very hard, maybe there would have been perhaps that attempt. We want to thank them for resisting, and that's a plus to your organization, and indeed a renewed hope to Nigerians that with all of these things, as far as NSCDC is concerned, we are very safe. Okay.
Let me. There's a particular word your commandant normally use. He said, "Akwa Ibom State will remain hot for illegal bunkerers," and of course, I believe it is so. So Now, from the pictures we have seen several arrests, just like you have said, that they are all suspect. And please tell us again. We also, I think it is just today, yes, me and Okon just also knew that molesting PHEDC officers is also a crime. So please tell us about it.
Well, it's not just a crime, it's a punishable crime. Punishable offense that will possibly land you in jail. You see, these PhD staff, they are on official duty.
Yes, yes, we know that we are mostly people are not satisfied with their services.
If you are not satisfied with their services, there are ways you channel your grievances. There are routes you channel your grievances.
In fact, there is a body responsible, and that is the National Electricity Regulatory Commission.
Yes, you channel your grievances to them. They will look at it and they resolve your grievances. Like the one that just happened recently was so, will I say it was so animalistic. For somebody to pick up a machete and machete somebody who was on official duty on his head, is highly animalistic. And thank God that our gallant men that were attached to that team were able to apprehend the prime suspect. Which and as we speak now, some others are still at large. But I tell you the truth, if they like, let them escape or let them run to Cameroon. We will definitely get them. I'm out for them and I will get them. Yes. I will bring them to book, honestly, because I'm seriously angry with what they did to that official.
No, that was not fair at all. Even if, yes, they said, when you did not have light at the end of the month, you bring one big bill that, you cannot even comprehend and want to pay. Please know that for you to touch any HEDC official is a punishable crime. We want to take a break, and of course we want to take the virtual paper presentation at FRET. Yes, so don't go anywhere. It is the second NTA Uyo Virtual Children's Paper presentation.
Stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Children, get ready. Put your thoughts together in a well-articulated pattern to paper and stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes. Submit a write-up on the given themes.
Junior category, 8 to 11 years.
The impact of skill acquisition on the education of the child.
Senior category, 12 to 15 years.
The effect of social media on parents-children relationship. Shortlisted candidates will be invited for virtual paper presentation via Zoom and grand finale. Interested schools should register and submit entries on or before May 16, 2024.
Rate 20,000 Naira for 5 entries per school. Venue NTA Channel 12 for Kaitinen Road, Uyo, or NTA Uyo at yahoo.co.uk.
First prize 100,000 Naira. Second prize 70,000 Naira. And third prize 50,000 Naira. Plus many consolation prizes.
For inquiries, please call Ekaite on 0904 643 6412.
MM on 0803 657 9721. And Miriam on 0806 429 4907. Our children, teach them well and let them lead. Thank you for being there. If you are just joining us, the program is Safety and Security Watch, reaching you live on the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 12, Uyo, your dependable station. You can also watch us on Star Times, Channel 103, or follow us on our social media handles, the Facebook and YouTube. Okay, yes, we have been on with the head anti-vandal unit NSCDC, and of course with the PRO, NSCDC are all in Akwa Ibom State, and they have been waging war on oil theft and bunkering. And so that you can see that if we are into that practice, know that there is no hiding place for you. Okay, now let me go to SC Security Friday. Now let's talk about the mining.
Yes,
the illegal mining,
including
yes,
sand mining.
including sand mining.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
What constitutes basically illegal mining, with particular reference to sand and maybe other minerals in the state?
Thank you. Mining is under the exclusive legislative list, meaning it's under the purview of the federal government.
Okay.
But as you know, the federal government is a roof held by the states, so it can't exist in isolation of a state. So to get a mining license that will enable you mine legally, you need to obtain a mineral license, a title license from the Federal Mines Office of the Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals, which is headed by Mr. Dele Alake today. So after getting your license, you are expected to come to the states, work with the State Ministry of Environment. The aim is so that your mining activity does not degrade the environment.
Okay.
More so because the largest part of mining activities in Akwa Ibom is to dredge sand, both the sharp sand and the other kinds of sand. So if these activities are not regulated environmentally, they have the capacity to make our environment, to put the generations unborn in a state where all they have to deal with are natural disasters. So we have people who mine these sands without license. What this does is that they do not pay royalty to government, meaning government loses on revenue. Then they do not take cognizance of the impact of the activity on the environment, because they do not come under any form of regulation. They can do as they so wish. So aside the revenue comes back to the state in form of 13%.
Okay.
13% derivative goes back to every state where anything is derived from. Okay, so that's how the revenue comes back into the state, and it has to what make up the revenue of the state that it uses for developmental purpose. Okay, so when miners mine illegally, they derive the states, both the states and the federal government, and including the local government, of this revenue, aside degrading the environment. So what we are doing is not actually to chase them out of business, is to encourage them to get their licenses.
Yes.
Failure,
And
yes,
do
and
the
do the
proper
proper
thing.
thing.
Yes.
Failure, or for which the state commandant has said the states will be so hot for them.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Okay.
Not long ago, we got again one of your very good exploits and success. How you were able to apprehend a man who actually presented himself as a police officer and was able to use that as a cover to extort money from an unsuspecting member of the public, and immediately your men swung into action. Does that also fall within the line of your duty?
Thank you. It's a security duty.
Okay.
Generally, the way security works is we work in synergy. Meaning, if a police officer sees someone perpetrating a crime outside of his own purview, say for instance dealing on drugs, or any of our men see people dealing on drugs, they are duty bound to arrest and hand over subsequently. So when a crime, for instance,
hand over to the body that whose sole responsibility.
yes, you then hand over to the agency with
then.
the responsibility
Okay.
or the prosecutorial power for that offense.
Okay.
So that is what happens when that personnel who was disguising was arrested. After a preliminary investigation, he was handed over. That is basically what we do, and that is how we sustain the synergy that helps the states to be quite relatively peaceful.
Okay, it's Michael Asibo. Our time is almost out. Now, I saw how angered you were to make sure that you are going to deal with all these responsible for the oil theft and bunkering in the state. Now, I want you to tell them what you have strategized. I mean, the level of security, at what point, let them also know. Because maybe they think you people are sleeping. The strategies, what you have kept in place to make sure that no matter the angle they want to come in, they will be caught.
Well, I will not really go deep.
No, not deep.
Security issues, by the time I tell them what I have done, they will devise a means to beat that my plans.
Okay.
But I want to let them know that Akwa Ibom is no longer a safe haven for any crime. Because the issue is just like my PRO has said, if I catch you doing anything that is outside my own purview, I won't leave you. I will arrest you, hand you over for preliminary investigation, and possible handing over to the security agency that has the prosecuting power to deal on that particular crime. Now, let me equally bring to their knowledge that if you think you can beat the checkpoint of police, you cannot beat the checkpoint of the Nigerian Army. If you think you can beat the checkpoint of the Nigerian Army, you cannot beat that of the Nigerian Navy. If you think you can beat that of the Nigerian Navy, you cannot beat that of the civil defense. The synergy that exists between the security formations in Akwa Ibom, I have not seen it elsewhere in any other state in Nigeria. We are very, very cordial. At the time, the operation officer of the 2 Brigade will tell them, we are brothers. If you think you can pass me and I will not see you, the head of anti-vandal civil defense will see you. And if I see you first, I will arrest you. If he sees you first, he will arrest you. So we are working in a very serious synergy, and we are together, and we share informations too. And we also have our men that are undercover everywhere. And those undercover men give us information. Sometimes you see people who are with you where you are committing crime or where you are doing all these things. You may not necessarily know that they are officers. They are with you. They will take record of everything you are doing, and they will get across to us to let us know that so thing is on the way, and so thing is being concealed in so form. Then we'll go ahead and the crack team will swing into action and ensure that crime is taken care of, and the arrest is effected and investigation commenced immediately. Okay, Ekerete, your parting shots to all of us here. And of course the criminals. Stay out or...
then also you will assure Akwa Ibomites that we are all safe.
Thank you. I want to restate the words of my state commandant that Akwa Ibom is not safe for criminals. In your interests, you either turn a new leaf or relocate elsewhere. And so strategies are in place. Every attempt to beat security intelligence, we have always find a way to also go ahead of them. That's how we've been able to make some of these notable arrests, despite serious attempt to conceal and beat our intelligence. So we want to tell you we're on the lookout, and we're not working alone. If we miss you, our sister security agencies will not miss you. So take note.
Thank you very, very much. We want to thank SC Ekerete Friday, the PRO, NSCDC, Akwa Ibom State, for finding time to be on safety, on security watch this week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And of course, I won't fail to appreciate SC Michael Asibo for also finding time to be here. He's a head of Vandal unit. And you have heard how angered he is. You will be caught. Don't even try it. So thank you very much, everyone who have made this program a success, all the studio hands and everybody who have made this program a success. We want to do more next week. So all you need to do is keep a date with us. On behalf of the entire production crew, my name is Ekaite, and together with Okon, we will continue to make safety number one. Thank you, and have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.